What would you do if you had £99 million in your account today? You could buy a fleet of private jets, build an empire, or even buy a whole island in the Caribbean. But if you're Manchester United, you take that money, invest it in a dream defence, and watch it simply disappear before your eyes. Welcome to the biggest mystery at Old Trafford today. Have we been conned? Or is Manchester United just the unluckiest club on the planet? Matthijs de Ligt, the prodigy who captained Ajax at 19, the man who carried the aura of a Greek hero in the backline, Lisandro Martinez, the butcher, the world champion, the lad who plays every ball like it is the last meal of his life. On paper, Lace, this wasn't just a defence, it was the Great Wall of Manchester, the backbone that would finally bring the golden era back to the theatre of dreams. The fans went mental. The analysts said that United had finally solved their biggest problem. The rivals, they were shaking. But what nobody told you is that there is a silent curse operating behind the scenes. While you worry about who is going to score the goals, there is a black hole of nearly £100 million in the heart of our defence. Look at this number on board 1, £99 million. This isn't just a market value, it is the cost of hope. United didn't just buy 2 elite centre-backs, they bought the promise that we would never be humiliated at home again. De Ligt brought the technique and the leadership. Martinez brought the aggression and the ball progression. It was the perfect fit, the partnership that was supposed to change the modern history of the club. But what if I told you that this elite defence is in fact a mirage, a ghost haunting the medical room? What is happening behind the closed doors of Carrington is something bizarre, almost inexplicable. And the numbers that I'm going to show you now are not just sad, they are an insult to any fan. Prepare your heart. Now, hold your breath. If you think football is decided in 90 minutes, you need to see what £99 million bought for United. Do you think they're out there training, building chemistry, shouting at each other to organise the defensive line? You couldn't be more wrong. Look at board 2. This here should be grounds for an investigation. According to official data, the astronomical investment in Matthijs de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez resulted in this, just 8 minutes on the pitch together. Stop and think. In nearly 14 months of contract, since the plan to have them together was drawn up, the 2 pillars of our defence shared the pitch for mere 8 minutes. That is not even the time it takes to fry an egg or wait for the bus to arrive. It is a blink of an eye in the geological time of football. Do you know how much that cost? Doing a quick calculation, Manchester United paid approximately £12 million for each minute that the 2 were together. It is the equivalent of you taking a brand new Ferrari and setting it on fire every 60 seconds, repeatedly, until nothing is left but ashes. While the board expected an impenetrable wall, what they received was a medical enigma that nobody can solve. And this is where the story gets even more unbelievable. Who is holding the fort while these £100 million rest on the sidelines? Harry Maguire, the man who was a meme, who was booed, who was almost sold for a fraction of the price, and the young yoro, a kid who has just arrived and is already carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. United spent a fortune to build the future, but are being forced to survive with the past and with luck. How can a club of this size, with the cutting-edge technology it possesses, allow an investment of this scale to rot in the physio room? Did the medical tests fail? Or is there something in the water in Manchester that turns elite centre-backs into players made of glass? The mystery keeps growing, and when we look at the injury timeline, the situation goes from bad luck to something much more sinister. To help you understand that this isn't just a rough patch, we need to dive into the chronology of the disaster. This isn't a coincidence, Lace. It is a systematic pattern of self-destruction that looks like something out of a horror movie. Take a look at board 3, the curse pattern. The last time Matthijs de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez started a football match together as starters was in January 2024. It has been an eternity. The world was different back then, and what has happened from then until now is enough to make any fan's hair stand on end. January 2024 was the last dance. Everything seemed fine, but in February, disaster struck. Martinez suffered a devastating cruciate ligament injury. The wall collapsed. United were exposed. Months of agony passed. November 2024. Finally, light at the end of the tunnel. Martinez is back, recovered, ready to fight. The fans breathe a sigh of relief, but the relief lasted seconds. At the exact moment Martinez stepped onto the pitch for his return, the curse struck again. De Ligt felt a chronic back problem. They crossed paths in the tunnel, one coming in, the other going out. It was as if fate was laughing in all our faces. They never occupy the same space. It is an invisible physical rule at Old Trafford. If one is well, the other must break. And today, the situation is critical. Martinez is about to miss his 4th consecutive match because of a calf problem that nobody can quite explain. It's an infinite cycle of frustration. United don't have a defense. United have a rotation of stretchers. And the question that keeps hammering away is, did the club ignore obvious red flags? Is the intensity of the Premier League too much for these players' bodies? Or is the problem in the way they are trained at Carrington? Keeping £99 million under the care of physiotherapists is not just a tactical failure, it's a financial hemorrhage. United are bleeding money while their rivals are building dynasties. If this cycle is not broken now, the future of the club will not be decided on the pitch, but in the operating room. The naked truth behind the silent curse is that Manchester United have put themselves in a dead-end trap. What was sold to us as the ultimate solution to all our defensive problems may have turned into our biggest burden. Because when you look at the investment of nearly £100 million, a nagging question begins to surface. Did United buy a solution or create an even bigger problem? Without a stable backline, the midfield gets lost. Without security at the back, the attack has no freedom to create. The club is stuck, and the board now finds themselves at a crossroads that could define the next 5 years of Old Trafford. Do they keep gambling and waiting for a medical miracle that might never happen? Or do they have the courage to admit the mistake, swallow their pride, and go back into the market to spend more millions? The prolonged absence of De Ligt and Martinez doesn't just take away our security, it drains the soul of the team. The elite plan was supposed to turn United's defence into the most solid in the Premier League. But when you put everything together that has happened in the last few months, it starts to look like this plan might have a structural flaw that nobody wanted to admit. And for us who wear the shirt and suffer every match day, what is left is uncertainty. The uncertainty of not knowing who will be the next to fall. Every second that these two spend out of action is one step further away from a trophy. Manchester United might be playing a game of Russian roulette with their own history, and the question that nobody at Old Trafford seems to want to answer is simple. How many rounds are still left before the next shot? I'm telling you this, the cost of failure is too high to be ignored. But now the ball is in your court. I want to know your honest opinion here in the comments. What on earth is going on in Manchester? Is it bad luck? Is it poor management of the medical department? Or did United simply buy 2 luxury cars with blown engines? Does this defensive plan need to be binned and started from scratch? Write it down below. I want to debate it with you because this situation is unbearable. If you're a proper Red Devil and you're tired of seeing our money go up in smoke, leave a like now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because we're going to keep investigating the move behind this chaos until we find the answer.